Alright guys, with me being out today, I wanted to make sure that I left you a video with a little bit of an explanation of the things that you are again doing. Yesterday we worked on the practice test. Today I wanted you working on this before you took the test. And so I'm just going to go over every problem so that for those of you who maybe were struggling, you can just copy in the answers from this and kind of hear me talk about the things before you take it. So for the first one, for all of these, remember, maybe you draw a line through all the equal signs. I'm just going to do it on the ones that on all the ones on the front side. I'm drawing my line through the equal sign. I'm even doing it on 7, 8, and 9. You can't see it? Well, now you can. All right. So look for the letter and do the opposite of what's attached to it. So I look for the x. I see a -6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Those cancel. X is 25. Use your calculators, right? Look for the letter, do the opposite of what's attached to it. I can't plus 1 to both sides because it's in a fraction. But I can get rid of this fraction first. This symbol means divide, so the opposite of that would be 2 times both sides by that number, 2. So they cancel, and I get p minus 1 equals 12. And then I look for the letter and I do the opposite of what's attached to it. So there it is, p equals 13. Right here, I can combine those. I can take 3x's minus 6x's. I cannot go 3x minus 6 and say that's negative 3x or 3x. That is not actual truth. That is absolutely false. But I can connect them if they both have x's. So 3 minus 6, a lot of you want to say that's 3x. But 6 minus 3 is 3. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3. And that's important because when you divide everything, the last step, you get a negative 5, not a positive 5. Okay? So similarly on number 4, it's already simplified for us, so I go right into divide mode, and it's always by the number that is attached to the letter. And I divide that into my calculator. You can use calculators here, of course, and you get 6 equals y. And number 5, whenever I see parentheses, I want to distribute. Okay, so I got 4 equals, negative 4 times y is negative 4y, a negative times a positive is a negative, 4 times 5 is 20. Minus 2y. Then I look and see, I can combine these two. 4 equals, well, negative 4 and negative 2 is negative 6y. Okay, I cannot combine these two. One's got a y, one doesn't, so don't tell me that's 14y. Okay, what I do know is there's numbers over here, there's more over here, so I'm going to get rid of, let me put this line here, the number over there. Because look what happens, those cancel, the letter gets to be where I want it to be. And 4 plus 20 is 24. Of course, the last step is just to divide here, and negative 4 equals y. On the next one, you guys get kind of thrown off on this. Okay? It is still, look for the letter, do the opposite of what's being attached. So I minus 6 first, and I rewrite it. And then it just looks like, well, that's a divide problem, and I got to do the opposite of divide, which is times. Y equals 8. Excuse me. All right. So, number 7. Looks challenging. It's not. It's just like every other problem. 25 minus 4 is 21. We can do that. We can also combine those two there and get 2y plus 5. Okay. And then start doing the work that we've been doing on every problem. Here's the letter. Do the opposite of what's being added or subtracted. And then divide. And y equals 8. Distribute here and get 4x minus 12 equals 8. And again, like every other problem, move the number away first and divide. Notice how it's the same stuff over and over, right? We simplify things, and once we do that, move the number over, divide. 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 It's just over and over and over. So let's move the number over again. Minus 5. Because I look for the letter and I do the opposite of this number. This is a plus 5. If it was a negative 5, it would have a negative in front. That negative is attached to this p, and that's really a negative 1p. So after I minus this 5, those cancel. Negative 1p equals 4. And then you can see, oh, I have to divide that out of there. P equals negative 4. Okay. All right. There's one side. Let's do the other. Okay, we're doing pretty good on time, about 4.5 minutes. I'm going to give you probably about 20-25 minutes to work on this. So let's just keep going here. We got some more examples. Right, for number 10, distribute 2y minus 12 plus 7 equals 2y minus 5. I can combine, let's put this bar here, I can combine these like terms to get 2y minus 5 equals 2y minus 5. And when we have variables on both sides, what I keep saying is get rid of the letter first. Because if you do that, those cancel, and they're the same. So that should trigger IMS. Now, did you even need to show all this work? Nope. Right here, they were exactly the same. You could have went right from there to say IMS. Only if they're exactly the same. If I have a plus sign here, they're not the same. Okay? All right. For 11, again, I look at the side that has too much on it. I got to move something out of here. Well, look, this side's got a y. So I want to move the y over there. If I move the number over there, I'm not going to be able to combine a letter and a number. But I can move the y. Those will cancel. 30y equals 60. And of course divide, just like everything else. 2. Okay? All right here, so distribute here. You get negative 8 equals 12 minus 4p plus 8p. I'm going to, again, combine terms that can be combined. Right? So these here, some of you want to minus a 12 here. I'm just going to do that because there's nothing wrong with that. I get a negative 20 equals, those cancel, negative 4p plus 8p. Now I can combine these, right? Some of you like to do it this way. Nothing wrong with this. And divide. Okay. Me, I would have probably connected these first to give me a 4p because I'm afraid when you guys move the 12 over, you'll forget about this minus and make it a 12. But if you keep it a minus, well, this was 4p to begin with, and then I would have moved the 12 over. I would have got here either way. Okay. All right, on number 13, again, distribute. So I get negative 2p equals 4 minus 2p, because 2 times a negative 1 will give me a negative 2 right here, right? So now I've got to get the p's out of there, so I'm going to add 2p. And I'm going to cancel that out to give me a 4, and I'm going to actually cancel that out. And please do not tell me this is p. 2 minus 2 is 0. And now, just like when they were the same up here, it was IMS. When they're not the same, it's no solution. Let's keep going here. 2y minus 12 plus 7 equals 4y minus 20. Again, distribute when there's parentheses means times. Right, that's how I got to there. I can combine some like terms here, so 2y minus 5 equals 4y minus 20. I'm going to always get rid of the letter first, so I'm going to minus 2y to both sides when there's letters on both sides. Negative 5 equals 2y minus 20. Now I got too many on this side, so I got to get rid of one of those two. Well, there's no y's over here, so let's move the number. 15 equals 2y, and divide. And you get a decimal, and that's okay. We might get one or two of those. Okay. This problem is actually very similar to this problem. Look, there's a 2 and a 4 and some other numbers. So I'm going to, instead of moving it from the left side, I'm going to move this one from the right side, minus the 4x. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can do it. We could have instead minus 2x to both sides if you feel better about that. Make sure that minus 5 stays as a negative 5. Then I subtract the 7. Use your calculator, negative 5 minus 7. That's how this gets plugged in. Negative 5 minus 7 equals. Okay. And I get negative 12, and of course, I divide last. Okay. Let's see here. Down at the bottom, this is stuff from yesterday, where if I want to solve for y, I said to underline the letter that we are solving for and to get rid of everything else. And so what that meant on these two types of problems is to get rid of the thing that's not x first. So this thing I had you circle, and this thing I had you circle. And let's get rid of it by just doing the opposite. And like I keep saying, we cannot combine a 4 and a 6x and say that's 2x. It is $4 minus 6 apples. That's not 2 apples, right? You're not going to be able to combine money and apples and say it's apples. So 4 minus 6x, you write it just like you see it, 4 minus 6x. Then, to solve this for y, I got to get rid of this 2. Well, then I would divide by 2, but I do it into everything. Y equals 4 divided by 2, which is 2. My 6 divided by 2, which is 3, with the x. That's it. So look at what I did. Same steps here. To solve this for y, I would minus 6x first. Those cancel. Negative 3y equals 12 minus 6x. Again, I can't combine them, so I just write it as I see it, 12 minus 6x. And then divide by negative 3. Y equals negative 4 plus 2x. Okay. So very similar types of problems, and you're going to see one very similar to that on the quiz, or on the test, excuse me. And you're going to see one similar to this. And don't make it harder than what it is. To get the b by itself, I got to get rid of this stuff. I don't see a plus, I don't see a minus, I don't see a divide, except for the fraction. So this means times. This means 1/2 times b times h. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by everything that is not b to both sides. The h's will cancel here. The 1/2 will cancel here. You get your b by itself, and just rewrite this. A over 1/2 h. That's good enough for me. We're technically not supposed to have fractions and fractions, but I'd rather have you just do it, and I will give you those points, okay? Number 19, you and your family stop at a gas station before a road trip and buy 4 pops for $1.50 each and 2 coffees for 75 cents each. How much change are you going to get back from a $20 bill? Okay, so let's figure out $1.50 times 4, because that's how much 4 pops will cost. Now, you could go $1.50 plus $1.50 plus $1.50 plus $1.50, and you would get this answer, which is $6. Okay, so if I take that away from $20, I got $14 left. But I got more. I got 2 coffees for $1.75. So $1.75 times 2 is $3.50. Okay? So together, your order costs $9.50, right, for the coffees and the pop. How much are you going to get back from $20? Well, $20 minus $9.50. You can use your calculator. You don't have to do this on paper. Is $10.50. And if some of you lost the dollar sign or lost a point on your quiz because you forgot about the dollar sign, label your story problems. Same thing on the next problem. New Bluetooth headphones were priced at $49.99, but on sale it cost you that much. How much did you save? Well, you want to find the difference, and the difference just means subtract $49.99 minus $32.59 is $17.40. And that's the answer. Okay? So you are going to be turning this into the sub, so hopefully you copied all this, and if you didn't, then go back and rewind and make sure you're copying it in. Good luck on the test. You should be given probably about 20-25 minutes to work on this, maybe a little bit longer, and then you should have a good hour plus to work on this test if you need it. Okay. Take a look at the other assignment as well and make sure that you get that, the practice test, because there are a few problems on that practice test that were not on this review. And if you have any further questions, we can talk about it when we get back. Do your best on the test. Have a good one.